Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back, A2 students. Now, today I'm going to show you a slide share of what is meant by economic efficiency. We have studied in our previous lesson, in our first lesson, what is meant by efficiency. That means the wastage of the resources. When resources are being wasted, not wasted, their wastage is minimized, then we say the economy is going to achieve economic efficiency. So what is economic efficiency? How well are our scarce resources used? This is what is discussed when economists talk about and analyze economic efficiency. So economic efficiency is about a society making optimal use of scarce resources. That means they are using the resources in order to produce those goods which are actually desired by the society, and the resources are allocated in the production of those goods which are demanded by the consumers or the society members. We can't say the society is going to produce, the producers are going to produce those goods which are not demanded, or they are having some type of negative externalities, or they are going to be the demerit goods. So we are talking about the optimal use of the scarce resources to help satisfy changing wants and needs. There are several meanings of efficiency, but they all link to how well a market system allocates our scarce resources to satisfy the consumer wants. Keep it in mind, this is we are talking about the allocative efficiency, how resources are efficiently allocated in order to produce those goods which are actually demanded by the society members. Now, normally, the market mechanism is good at allocating these resources. It is good at allocating these resources, these inputs, but there are occasions when market can fail. What are those occasions? Like in the provision of public goods, in the provision of the merit goods, in the provision of demerit goods, there are the failures. Recently we had studied a topic of externalities. So in these cases the market system is failed, it is unable to achieve economic efficiency. What are the basics of allocative efficiency? Economic efficiency means making optimum use of the scarce resources. What is allocative efficiency? Here it is mentioned. Allocative efficiency is when an output which maximizes total consumer wealth. All right. So at the market equilibrium, price, consumer and producer surplus is maximized. At this output, economic welfare is maximized. This is the consumer surplus area. We can find over here the consumer surplus area under the demand curve, and above the market price of the product. So when market equilibrium price is operating, or in other words, when markets are operating at their equilibrium point, what are they doing? They are achieving allocative efficiency. There is neither surplus nor there is going to be shortage. Consumers are able to maximize their welfare, and producer surplus is also maximized. Therefore, we can say allocative efficiency is achieved when market system is operating. All the markets within the system, they are operating at what? The equilibrium point. Now, allocative, now we are talking about Pareto efficiency, and by using what? PPC. Allocative efficiency is reached when no one can be made better off without making someone else worse off. This is the definition of Pareto efficiency. All points that lie on PPC are allocatively efficient because we cannot produce more more of our goods. Okay, we are allocatively what? PVC are allocatively efficient because we cannot produce more of one product without affecting the amount of the other products. So this is what we mean, that all the points are showing us the efficiency. This is also known as Pareto efficiency. Allocative efficiency occurs when The value that consumers place on a good or service reflected in the price they are willing and able to pay. That whatever the value we are saying, what benefits we will be receiving after paying this price to the seller equals the cost of the factor resources used up in the production. I said in our previous lesson, when price is equal to marginal cost of production, that means allocated efficiency is achieved by the market or by the producer. So now the same price, when it is equal to the marginal utility or marginal private benefit achieved by the consumer, we say allocative efficiency is G. The main condition required for allocative efficiency in a given market is that price should equal to the marginal cost of production. This is what we say, the marginal cost of the supply curve. So here PPC is given, A, B, C points are mentioned at point X. At point A, X1 of output of beer is produced, and what is going to be produced on the horizontal axis, that is the X1 quantity of another commodity is produced, and at B, X2, and then the goods are produced, output of cheese. It is given output of cheese on the horizontal axis. So at point A, X1 of beer is produced and Y1 quantity of cheese is produced. So these all points A, B, C are showing us what? Efficiency point, because we cannot make others better off until unless we make someone else worse off. Now basics of productive efficiency. A firm is productively efficient when it is operating at the lowest point on its average cost. We studied it. That is, the unit cost have been minimized. Productive efficiency exists when producers minimize the wastage of resources. Productive efficiency also relates to when economies is on their production possibility curve. So when the economy is operating along production possibility curve, none of the resources is wasted. We say it is achieving productive efficiency. An economy is productively efficient if it can produce more of one good only by producing less of another. That is the Pareto efficiency. So here it is given, productive efficiency is achieved when long run unit cost of production is at its minimum point. Like this is the average cost curve which is given to us. So we say, so this is going to have the minimum point here. If firm is producing at the minimum point of its long run average cost curve, then it is achieving what? Productive efficiency. We can also say this is the dynamic efficiency which is achieved in the long run. Now, basics of social efficiencies. One we said private economic efficiency. Private economic efficiency is the point where marginal private benefit equals to marginal private cost. Whereas the social economic efficiency will be achieved where marginal social benefit will be equated to marginal social cost. Social optimum output is where marginal social cost equals to marginal social benefit. These are the four curves which are given to us, that from the positive side, the consumer side, social benefit is high, and from the producer side, the social cost is high. That's why the optimum point, the social optimum point will be there where marginal social cost equals to marginal social benefit. The socially efficient level of output and or consumption occurs when marginal social benefit equals marginal social cost. The existence of negative and positive externalities means that the private level of consumption or production occurs different from social optimum, where marginal private cost and marginal private benefit, this is the point where at P1, marginal private cost and marginal private benefit are equated. But this is not the socially optimum level. This is not the social economic efficiency. It is private economic efficiency. The consumers and producers are not considering the externalities which could be present at this point. So the free market price mechanism does not always take into account social cost and benefit. They only consider what? The private cost and private benefit. Now, basics of dynamic efficiency. This is a person named as innovation. What is Joseph Schumpeter? Schumpeter. Picture, it is over here. This is an picture of Austrian economist. So he gave some of the views about economic efficiency. Whenever we are innovating, innovation is of two types: product innovation and process innovation. Product innovation means when the firms are researching and they are producing new and new products. That is called product innovation. So he's saying innovation is putting a new idea or approach into action. Innovation is the commercially successful exploitation of ideas. Commercially successful, that why firms are innovating, they want to maximize their profits. So small scale and frequent subtle changes to the characteristics and performance of a good or a service. Like we are we are looking at different types of cell phone models. As a new model is coming, there are little bit changes, but the firms are actually, they are commercially successful in order to maximize their profit. They're not giving too much ideas in their new product, but they are innovating in order to attract more buyers, and they will be able to sell more product, and they will be able to maximize their profit. What is the process innovation? Process innovation means when firms are researching to have a new method of production by which they will be able to reduce their per unit cost of production. Changes to the way in which production takes place or is organized. Changes in the business models and pricing strategies. Innovation has demand and supply side effects in markets and the economy as a whole. What Mr. Joseph is saying, he says, coined the term creative destruction, which refers to the upheaval of the established order in the pursuit of innovation. Smaller, disruptive businesses often challenge existing firms with market power. Why? They are innovating, they are having the market power, so they are challenging the whole market. So come towards the examples of dynamic efficiency. We can say December 2015, Porsche to make electric sports car in 700 million euro project aimed at challenging Tesla's dominance of the battery powered sports car market. This is dynamically efficient market example. December 2015, Ford says it will invest $4.5 billion or 3 billion pounds to expand its fleet of plug-in and hybrid electric vehicles, and will start selling 30 new electric models by 2020. Now, 2015, Huawei reveals a new quick charge battery. Now, 2015, the doctor will text you now. Will mobile devices change healthcare? New app allows doctors to process their patients electronically and remotely. So these are the innovations which are present, and we say we are having innovation, and they are going to achieve different types of economic efficiencies. December 2015, good storage providers to face investigation by regulators. Investigation is to be launched into whether internet users are being charged unfairly when they use internet cloud storage services. November 2015, Shell BG, jailed to win green light. Competition regulators in China and Australia like to support move to create Britain's biggest economy. So these could be the examples. Now, key concepts: cost reducing innovation, innovation in the market, cost reducing innovation causing an upward shift in supply, causing an outward shift, outward shift, like downward supply will be shifting. They allow businesses to enjoy high profit margins with a given level of demand. Now, the creative destruction, first introduced economist Joseph, it refers to the dynamic effects of innovation with new products or business models. Some jobs are lost, but new ones are created. This is called creative destruction by Mr. Joseph. So, so we are going to have monopoly and allocative inefficiency. We will be dealing with them in our coming chapter of market structures. We will be studying monopoly and how they will be achieving economic inefficiency, and competition is having more economic efficiency rather than monopoly. So these are market failure and lost efficiency. Market failure is when the price mechanism leads to an inefficient allocation of resources, and that way loss of economic welfare. Negative externalities are given, positive externalities are given, public goods are there. merit goods are there, demerit goods are there, and information failure, monopolies and immobilities of factor inputs, they are all causing what? Different types of market failure and lost efficiency. So when efficiency is lost, it causes the market failure. And these are the different reasons why we say key concepts: economic efficiency, allocative efficiency, producing what is demanded by consumers at a price that reflect the marginal cost of supply. Dynamic efficiency, changes in the choice available in a market together with the quality performance of the product that we buy. Over the long run, how efficiency is achieved. To Pareto optimality, we studied it that if there is no way that we can make one person better off without making someone else worse off, this is going to be called the Pareto optimality. So productive efficiency and output that at the lowest possible average cost. This is at an output where average cost equals to marginal cost. That point, average cost is intersected by the marginal cost. X inefficiency, a lack of real competition may give a monopolist less of an incentive to invest in new ideas or consider consumer welfare. Like if minimum point is available, but due to certain conditions in the market, the firm is unable to achieve that minimum point, then we say this is going to be called X inefficiency. Like nowadays we are facing um, corona pandemic, flu pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. So some of the firms, they are unable to get raw materials at the lowest price, so they need to pay some extra price to the raw material suppliers in the form of high transportation costs than usual. So that means although they are achieving minimum point of their productive efficiency, but some extra expenditures are also incurred. So that will make them X inefficient in their production. So that's all for today about the economic efficiency. We have revised different things quickly related to economic efficiency. I hope so. This will make you a good revision of the topic, what is meant by economic efficiency and what are its types. It will be a useful. Give us the feedback. Uh, Watch the video lesson on YouTube channel. And if you are having any queries, so you can ask me when you are dialing a WhatsApp, or you're sending me a message on WhatsApp like 0321 6160437. This is my cellular number. So you can contact on WhatsApp. So I will be answering to your questions. If you are not still clear, then I will be arranging something new for you people in order to make it clear. So this is my aim that for the first chapter, we should be with the best of the knowledge, best of the concepts we are going to have. I gave you lesson demonstrations. Now this is a slide share. You can also watch it again and again. So until unless you are clear about the economic efficiency, and then you will be able to write different questions to be answered. I will be sending you the question or the work assignment in order to answer the questions, and then you will be sending it to me for marking, and I will be looking what types of the mistakes you are going to make in answering those questions. Thanks for today. So we are ending with this lesson of economic efficiency, and now I am going to say something about in our next slideshow. I'll be talking about the externalities in detail by using another slide share that will give you a more good answer related to what we are talking about, the externalities. Okay, so we are now on our lesson towards okay, thank you.